AT when driving. So let's go ahead and get it. When you are a beginning driver, it's really important that you understand your goals and your situations. And that's the best thing that is out there. You want to be patient. And if you're not patient, then you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You want to find a driver or a support source that is really going to give you the best. Excuse me for kind of dropping the phone. I'm parked. You want someone who's going to be nice to you and give you support. We always want to have nice family members who don't scream at us, who don't judge us. You want to have a nice instructor who's going to support you and give you what you need in terms of giving you clear directions of where you need to go. The goal is to reduce anxiety. And you reduce anxiety by building trust with you and your instructor, you and your family member, you and your caregiver. That's extremely important. You want to make conversation. When conversation, you build trust. Uh, Learning how to put gasoline in the car, your instructor will show you that. Learning how to check your oil, your instructor will do that. Learning how to deal with bad weather, construction situations. Driving, it's not always beautiful, clear, sunshine skies. You're going to have traffic jams. You're going to have people who will cut you off and tailgate you. You're going to have people who won't really understand, hey, I'm trying to learn out here. Why are you tailgating me? Why are you being so aggressive? So you have to learn to not take it personal, but through your driving situations, you will learn to kind of minimize those frustration and anxiety flares that do pop up. They do pop up. Um, Next, you want someone who's going to give you directions in advance. When you're driving, you get very overwhelmed very easily. Going into your neighborhood, going onto the main road, merging on expressway, going through a roundabout. Those things do make challenges and build anxiety very easily. You want an instructor who's going to share a classroom story to help you understand and say, hey, I'm not the only one going through this emotional trauma. Anxiety is real. It's not fake. It's not something that people make up. And it prevents us from maybe going into a CAT scan machine, maybe going on an elevator. That's a phobia. You want a fun teacher or fun instructor who's going to be passionate with you, who's going to be patient with you, who's really going to help you realize, hey, I'm here learning how to drive. Please don't tailgate me. Let me learn. You want a person who's going to give you positive reinforcement. I try to give you positive reinforcement all the time because I take the time to talk to you after each drive. We went on the expressway today. We merged up very nicely. That can bring anxiety because you're merging down too slow. So I told my students, push the gas, pick it up. We came out about 45 or 50, had a nice merge into the first lane. Eventually, we want to try to get into the middle lane. The middle lane is the smooth lane, okay? That takes time. We don't want to hang around big trucks because they have large blind spots. Therefore, left side, right side, front and back. Stay out of those blind spots. When you're exiting the expressway, you want to get into the deacceleration lane a little bit earlier so you can reduce your speed. That can be a trigger for anxiety. When we were driving, we saw several cars cut off two semi trucks. They're not properly coached. And that can make us all have anxiety because we don't want to get anyone hurt. We don't want to hurt ourselves. You want someone who's going to remind you to do things constantly. I try to be that positive source to help you reach your goals because I'm a very positive person. And if you take the time to look at my content and understand it, you're learning how to drive, you're gaining information. So I want you to be very positive when you learn this. You want someone who's going to use their hands. Hey, need you to make a left. I need you to make a right. I need you to look over your shoulder to check your blind spot. Those things are also very important. You want to be someone who is considerate. A lot of times we have family members who are inconsiderate. They're only thinking of themselves. I try to put you first. And when you take the time to look at the content, I want you to visualize yourself here, coming up to an intersection, making an unprotected left turn. It can be very stressful and bring on anxiety because you're turning in front of oncoming traffic. Another trigger would be merging on expressway. If you merge out too slow, you're going to get cut off. Another typical thing could be parallel parking. You want to line your car up, reverse back at a 45 angle, turn your wheels all the way to the right. The rear will go in at a 45 angle. That is another element. Another element of reducing driving anxiety is night driving. It takes a lot of vision. You want to make sure your windshield is clean. You want to make sure you can see properly. If you wear glasses, you need to wear those. And you want to go in well-lit areas because that first night drive can be very overwhelming. So I try to encourage students, I try to explain that to them. Driving through roundabouts. A lot of people panic, go in too fast, they hit the curb. Boom! So we want to reduce speed there. I'm trying to give you some elements to help you reduce anxiety. You want to have your support system with you. That could be me, you watching my content. That could be your mom or dad giving you that feedback, giving you that support. That could be your favorite cousin. That could be your neighbor. You have to find a support system, and it's okay to ask for help. I've asked for help before, and I have a good support system that has allowed me to reach my goals of being a good instructor, and I always want to improve. So I wanted to share some of these elements with you to heavily help you reduce your anxiety. This brought you value, give it a thumbs up, like, do all those things. Bye, guys.